Hello and welcome. Today, I want to invite you into a chapter of my life that, for a long time, I was too afraid or ashamed to share. It's a story about losing a job, feeling lost, and slowly, painstakingly, finding my way back. This isn't just a story about unemployment or about searching for work. It's about hope, about effort, and about learning to trust yourself again after the world seems to have pulled the rug out from under you. Everyone's journey is different, but maybe there's something in my experiences that will speak to you wherever you are. Maybe you're in a season of uncertainty, or you know someone who is. Either way, I hope that by sharing my story, you'll find a little bit of encouragement and a reminder that sometimes falling down is what teaches us how to rise. I never thought I'd end up unemployed. For 3 years, I worked at a media company. It wasn't glamorous, but it was stable. The salary was okay, my coworkers were friendly, and I liked the familiar rhythm of my days. I had plans, routines, a sense of where I belonged and what I was building toward. But then, one ordinary morning, everything changed. The company was downsizing, they said. My role was one of many being eliminated. I remember smiling, shaking hands, and wishing everyone well. But inside, I felt like the ground beneath my feet had vanished. I walked out of the building with a box of my things, feeling lightheaded, as if I'd stepped off a cliff and hadn't landed yet. At first, the days felt like a forced vacation. I slept in, made coffee, and scrolled mindlessly through my phone. I told myself it was fine, that I'd find something soon. Everyone loses a job at some point, right? But as the days turned into weeks, something started to shift. The initial relief faded. The silence grew heavier. My confidence, once so steady, began to crack at the edges. I started to wonder if maybe I wasn't as valuable as I thought. If maybe I'd just been lucky to have a job at all. The doubts crept in, quietly but persistently, until they were the background noise of every day. With nothing else to do, I threw myself into the job hunt. I updated my CV, scoured job boards, and applied to every position that seemed remotely relevant. Sometimes I sent out 10 applications in a single day. Clicking apply felt a little like sending tiny messages in a bottle out into a vast ocean, hoping that one of them might eventually wash up on the right shore. But more often than not, nothing came back. No replies, no interviews, not even a polite rejection. Just silence. Every now and then, I'd get a response, and my hope would flicker to life. Once, I landed an interview at a promising startup. I dressed my best, practiced my answers, and tried to project confidence. But afterward, the feedback came back. "You don't seem energetic enough for a startup." That stung more than I cared to admit. That night, I stayed up until 3 a.m, staring at my resume, rewriting it over and over. I tried to act strong in front of my friends, telling them I was fine, that something would come up soon. But deep down, I was unraveling. I started avoiding people, dodging invitations, and ignoring messages. I barely spoke to anyone. I spent hours lying on my bed, staring at the ceiling, feeling adrift. Unemployment didn't just take away my job. It took away my sense of direction, my sense of purpose. It made me question everything I thought I knew about myself. Then, one day, after receiving my 57th rejection email, I noticed a sentence buried in the message. "We're looking for someone with hands-on digital marketing experience." I had seen similar lines before, but this time something clicked. I realized that while I had experience in media, I didn't have the specific skills these companies wanted. I could keep applying and hoping, or I could try to do something about it. That night, instead of sending off another batch of applications, I opened YouTube and typed, "Learn Facebook ads for beginners." I watched video after video, scribbling notes, pausing to Google unfamiliar terms. For the next 3 weeks, I made studying my job. I learned about digital marketing, about how to design and track online ads, about analytics and targeting. But I knew that just watching videos wasn't enough. I needed real experience. So, I decided to build something of my own. I created a simple blog, picked a topic I cared about, and started running Facebook ads to promote it. I tracked my results, even though at first the numbers were tiny. Every click felt like a victory. Every mistake became a lesson. Once I felt a little more confident, I started reaching out to small online stores, offering my help. "Can I run Facebook ads for you? Free. I'm just looking to practice and learn." Some people ignored me, some laughed or politely declined. But one person, the owner of a small handmade jewelry shop, said yes. For the first time in months, I felt alive again. I was working, learning, experimenting. I had a reason to get up in the morning. 3 months after I lost my job, I got an interview at a mid-sized e-commerce company. This time, the conversation was different. They didn't ask much about my degree or even my previous job. Instead, they wanted to know about what I'd been doing during my months of unemployment. I didn't show them a perfect resume. Instead, I showed them the blog I'd built, the Facebook ads I'd run, the experiments I'd tried, and the results, good and bad. I told them about the lessons I'd learned, the mistakes I'd made, and how I'd kept going, even when it felt pointless. A week later, I got the job. I didn't cry because of the salary or the title. I cried because I realized I'd climbed out of a hole I'd once thought I'd never escape. I'd saved myself, not with luck or someone else's help, but with my own effort and willingness to try. Unemployment is scary. It makes you doubt everything: your worth, your skills, your future. But here's what I learned. No one will save you. You have to save yourself. Every skill you learn matters, even if you don't know when or how you'll use it. Sometimes, losing everything is what gives you the space to find something new. I used to think that failure was the end of the road. Now I know it's just a pause, a chance to breathe, reflect, and try again. If you're unemployed right now, I know it hurts. I know how heavy the days can feel. But please, remember this. You're not useless. You're not lazy. You're not alone. Maybe today you feel lost. Maybe tomorrow will feel the same. But one day, if you keep trying, something will shift. Maybe it won't be the world that changes, but you will. And that, I promise, is where everything really begins. Looking back, I can see now just how much I learned in that season of uncertainty. It taught me resilience. It taught me to look for opportunities in unexpected places and to be willing to start small, even if my ego protested. It taught me to value progress over perfection and to take pride in every step forward, no matter how tiny. I learned that comparison sin is a thief. When you're unemployed, it's so easy to look at others and feel like you're falling behind. Friends who are moving up in their careers, strangers on social media sharing their wins and successes, it can make you feel invisible. But the truth is, everyone struggles. Everyone faces setbacks. We just don't always see them. I also learned the power of community. Even when I was isolating myself, there were people who cared. Friends who checked in, family who encouraged me, strangers online who shared their own stories. If you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out. You never know who will understand exactly what you're going through. Perhaps the biggest lesson of all was learning to be kind to myself, to accept that it's okay to feel sad or scared or angry, that it's normal to grieve the loss of a job, even if you didn't love it, that your feelings are valid, even if you're not supposed to feel them. Healing isn't linear. Progress isn't always obvious. Sometimes, just getting out of bed and facing the day is enough. Over time, I became grateful for my period of unemployment. Not because it was easy, but because it forced me to grow in ways I never would have otherwise. It pushed me to learn new skills, to step outside my comfort zone, and to discover strengths I didn't know I had. To anyone listening who might be in a similar place right now, please know that things can get better. It might not happen overnight. There will be setbacks and disappointments. But with every effort you make, every skill you learn, every small step you take, you are moving forward. Don't be afraid to start small. Don't be afraid to fail. Sometimes, the smallest effort, a single email, a new course, a conversation with a stranger, is what opens the door to something new. And if you're feeling lost, remember, you're not defined by your job or your title or your pay stub. You are so much more than that. You are capable of growth, of learning, of reinventing yourself. Thank you for listening to my story. If anything I've shared resonated with you, if it made you feel a little more seen or heard or hopeful, please share it with someone who might need it. We're all in this together, and sometimes The hardest battles are the ones we fight quietly, inside ourselves. Before I close, I want to leave you with a few reminders. First, don't give up. Gypsy, keep applying, keep learning, keep reaching out, even when it feels pointless. Every effort counts, even if you can't see the results yet. Second, be gentle with yourself. You're doing the best you can with what you have. Progress is still progress, no matter how slow. Third, stay open to new possibilities. Sometimes the path you planned isn't the one you end up walking, and that's okay. Life has a way of surprising us, especially when we least expect it. And finally, take care of yourself. Rest when you need to. Celebrate your small wins. Lean on the people who care about you. You're not alone, even if it feels like it. If you found this story helpful, if it gave you a little bit of hope or comfort, please consider sharing it with someone else who might be struggling. And if you'd like to hear more real stories and life lessons, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Your support means the world. Take care of yourself and keep going. Your next chapter might be closer than you think.